All too soon, the winter dusk fell. When Papa Panov next went to the door and strained his eyes, he could no longer make out the passers-by. Most were home and indoors by now anyway. He walked slowly back into his room at last, put up the shutters, and sat down wearily in his armchair. So it had been a dream after all. Jesus had not come. Then all at once, he knew that he was no longer alone in the room. This was not a dream, for he was wide awake. At first he seemed to see before his eyes the long stream of people who had come to him that day. He saw again the old road sweeper, the young mother and her baby, and the beggars he had fed. As they passed, each whispered, "Didn't you see me, Papa Panov?" "Who are you?" he called out, bewildered. Then another voice answered him. It was the voice from his dream, the voice of Jesus. "I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was cold and you warmed me. I came to you today, and every one of those you helped and welcomed." Then all was quiet and still, only the sound of the big clock ticking. A great peace and happiness seemed to fill the room, overflowing Papa Panov's heart, until he wanted to burst out singing and laughing and dancing with joy. So he did come after all, was all that he said. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story partly because as we go out through our lives, and as we see the faces of the people that we meet on the street, in our homes, at school, at work, we just might be seeing the face of Jesus in their face. We just might be welcoming him into our lives, even in unexpected ways and unexpected places. And that's a part of the gift and the promise of this thing right here. That in this baptism, in the waters of this, Jesus gives us the promise that we are not alone. That he will always be there for us and with us in our lives. This day and forevermore. Perhaps not in all the joyful times, but even most assuredly in those times where we are in our darkest moments, when we are sad, but also in those places where we see others who need help. We meet Jesus not in the things that we do or the ways that we earn God's love. We see Jesus simply in the faces and the lives of those who we love, who we meet, and who are with us this day and every day. Amen.